I'm going to show you a simple Forex trick that will change your trading game. Let's get straight into it. Okay, this little trick that I'm going to show you is actually really important for market structure and knowing how the market flows, how it moves, and this trick will help you identify areas where price will go to and whatnot. And this trick I'm going to talk about today is imbalances or gaps or whatever you want to call it. Basically, this is the market trying to balance itself out, right? The market is always trying to move back and forth between liquidity and balance itself out. And I'm going to show you exactly today how to look for that. So for example, whenever you have an impulsive move like this, there's always this little kind of gap in between here, right? We got price action going on here, we got price action going on down here, and there's this gap right here, right? I'm gonna mark it in red so you guys know. There is this gap here that price always wants to come up and fill. As you can see, price tends to, want to move back into this zone, which it does. And this happens all the time in the market, and it is actually a really good trick that will help you in your trading, right? It happens all the time. So we have this little gap here, price comes back and fills it. And what I'm looking for here is impulsive moves, right? So whenever you have an impulsive move, boom, there's always this empty void. And I'm gonna show you, actually, I'll back test it really quick just to show you guys live. So we'll just go all the way back on the 15-minute. We're here on GJ. And today what we're just gonna do, we're gonna show you, we're gonna look for impulsive moves, right? Whenever there's an impulsive move, like this, right? We have this little gap here now. Price should want to come down and fill that, which it does. See, price comes down, fills this gap, and it just happens over and over and over again, right? We have this little gap here. Price should want to come down and fill this gap. As you can see, price comes back down, fills the gap. And let's see. Okay, cool. This was a gap here. We kind of sped too fast there for that. But there was this little imbalance here, price comes back and fills it. Okay, cool. Now you guys are probably wondering, how do I use this? How do I trade it? How do I make money knowing this? I'm gonna get right to that in a second. First off, I just wanna mention, if you guys want to sign up with a broker, sign up with my broker, Hanko Trade, really great broker. They offer as low as 0.0 spreads. They have up to 500 leverage, and you can start an account with as little as $10 if you really wanted to. I know a lot of you guys out there want to do those little $10, $20 challenges, try to grow your account. I think that's really cool. Sign up with Hanko Trade. The link will be down below. Okay, now you guys are probably wondering, okay, so how do I trade this? How do I make money using imbalances? Well, the way I like to trade imbalances is I always go to the higher time frames. So for example, right, like we have this impulsive move. This could be a nice daily impulsive move, right? Like we have this impulsive move down here. We have this kind of void that price needs to fill, and knowing that, I can jump to a really low time frame, like the 15-minute or like the 1 hour, for example, and I know that price is going to want to come back and fill this void. Well, now you could either trade price back up into that zone, or you could trade off of this zone. So I personally sometimes like to trade price into that zone, and what I'll do is I'll wait for price to start trending in that direction. So as you can see, now price is trending towards this void. So now I'll go to the 15-minute and I'll trade little continuation trades up into that zone. So for example, I will take a buy here, right? I set my stop loss nice and below, target above, and these for me are usually just quick little 1-to-1 risk to rewards or 0.5 risk to rewards, anything kind of small and easy. You don't want to, especially if you're trading continuation, you don't want to be looking for like really high risk to rewards, because most of the time you're not going to get those. But yeah, I just literally wait for nice little continuation trades to happen. So I'll wait for price to, for example, to break like an area like this, and let's see if it breaks this. Right, so we have a little break here, which is good. I want to just make sure that's confirmed there. Okay, cool. And now I'll wait for price to pull back a little bit. Or I could just buy right here, even if I wanted to, right? Set my stop loss nice and below. Have a quick little 1-to-1 trade, right? It's very simple. Cool. All right, I'm in that trade there. And I know price should continue a little bit higher, right? So let's say I think price will at least come up to here. I can trade a little bit more up to that area. I can just keep taking buys up to that area, right? And I want to make sure to set my stop loss nice and below a safe area like that, right? So now we have a 1-to-1 for this as well. And boom. Okay, so we lost a trade. So we won 2 trades, we lost 1. We're up profit there. But yeah, so this is what I like to do. But my favorite way to trade is actually when price comes back to fill that imbalance, I know we're gonna have a reversal, right? A lot of you guys know I like to trade reversals. So for example, we kind of filled this imbalance, right? I want to see price even fill this more because I know it can, or at least come up here a little bit more, right? So we have this gap here. I think price should at least fill up to here. Okay, cool. So we have that filled. And now what I like to wait for is like a nice little 1 hour reversal here. So I want to see price start reversing. That's what we want to see. Okay, so we got that. We want to make sure it's going to reverse for sure. That was a nice little fake out there. Okay, cool. We have this nice little impulsive move down. Now we can assume that price will at least come back and fill this imbalance, right? We have a little imbalance going on here. So we can wait for price to hopefully come back into our zone, which it does. We actually missed our entry there, but what we'd wait for is wait for price to come back into our zone. Drop down on the lower time frame. We want to trade off some price action here, right? So we'd want to set our, a zone for ourselves. So let's say our entry will be when price closes below this low here. That's going to be our entry. Okay, we have a nice little close below. Take our trade, stop above, right? Take our trade, we put our stop above. And now let's jump back to the 4 hour and just see, okay, we have this nice little channel going on in here. I think there is this kind of void here that price should fill. So I know I can trade at least something like this, right? Like something down to this zone. Okay, cool. Now I will take a execution on that and see how price just likes to pull back into the zone here because we have this nice little imbalance going on here. Price is trying to fill this imbalance, right? And you see how price just runs right down into my take profit. And as you can see, price is actually making another imbalance right here. So now we can do the same thing again if we wanted to. We could trade price back up into this imbalance. Okay, so as we can see, price will want to come up and fill this imbalance zone here. So you could actually just take a buy. See, I don't like to trade back into the balances. I like to trade from them. But if you wanted to, you could probably get away with trading something back into this kind of resistance level here. Make sure to have a nice little one-to-one so you have enough room for some drawdown. And as you can see, price is reacting nicely within the zone. Comes up, hits our take profit. Cool. So now if we go back to the 4 hour, we can see, like I said, we were in this channel here and price actually has come down and filled this area here. We've also filled that imbalance there. So if we just let price play out, we'll see that price came back again to fill this imbalance here, right? So price is always moving back and forth to fill imbalances. We have a nice little imbalance going on here. We want to see price come back and fill that imbalance, but as you can see, price is strongly moving away from here. So we're going to have a nice little pullback over the long term, as you can tell. So we did have this little break of this low here. So price should end up eventually heading back to this area, which we can see looks like price wants to. We might see a little impulse down into that area. Boom, there we go. We have an impulse down into that imbalance. Now we have a new imbalance here. So you guys get it. Hopefully you understand. Price moves back and forth between these imbalances, right? Boom, move right back up to the imbalance. So you guys can implement this into your own strategy. You can implement it into my strategy, however you like. But this is just a quick trick that will help you determine what price wants to go to. So thanks for watching.